people are aware that it is more healthy for you and it is better for you, but it is a slow, if you like, a slow process, because back to that point, you know, we go and see a comparison in prices, and then the vast majority of us would pick a cheaper item. So when I'm doing my presentations, certainly to adults and membership groups, including one quite recently here in Dubai, and it was all ladies, and it was a Sunday lunchtime, and they're all lovely dressed, and most of them I think were coming from a household that certainly had a fair amount of income coming into those households. And so at the end of the presentation, you know, the general thinking, oh yeah, but we hear what you're saying, Dave, and we understand that, but organic food is more expensive. And so therefore we would make the choice of buying something less expensive. So my answer to them was this. Just imagine this was, and it was a Sunday lunchtime, just imagine that, I'm assuming on a Friday night and or a Saturday night, that you went out with your husbands for a nice meal in Dubai, in a nice restaurant, not even the top restaurant, but you had a taxi there, had a nice 3-course meal, maybe a liqueur afterwards, a bottle of wine or two or something like that. You know, that could have cost you, you know, maybe 800 dirhams quite easy, sort of thing, you know. So I'm not saying don't enjoy yourself, but the next time you're in a supermarket and you look at picking up some organic produce and you see the price, and now knowing and listening to what I've said and believing what I said, it to be more healthy for you, just imagine how much organic food you could buy with that 800 dirhams. So, you know, there's one scenario that I try and open people's minds to, that if it is more healthy and they are believing organic food is to be more healthy, having listened to my presentations, then that is one way of supporting it, not just for themselves but for the family and for the growers and for the environment. It's awareness, education and choice, and then if you choose to go down the road I've gone down, where I eat predominantly organic food, then I've looked at that awareness, I've looked at that education and made a choice, and that choice has become a priority in my life. And it is difficult for people to do that, I understand. And certainly very difficult for people on a less income to do that. We may address that a little bit later, sort of thing. It's supply and demand, you know, consumer demand it drives the marketplace, whatever that may be, whether it be cars or houses or clothes or toiletries, and certainly food. Food is driven because it's cheap. The demand for food, we need food to stay alive. If we don't, we'll die. So we have to have food, and because a number of things have made conventional food quite cheaper for us to buy, then yes, if organic food was more in demand and there was more of it, the prices would come down. Yeah, what could the restaurants, hotels, etc. do to provide and supply more organic food on their menus, and especially for children? Great question. Again, like anything else, and especially there where they're running a business, you know, they have to make, it has to be sustainable, and they have to make a profit to stay in business. So they look at, I have had many appointments and meetings with the top chefs in some of the top restaurants selling Canada, and they have been all gung-ho to buy. When I was a grower, I was a past certified organic grower, buy my fruit and vegetables off me and from the local people, the local certified organic growers, and yeah, support the community, support the health-friendly food. And then when you really put them on the spot and say, well, this is the price, and then they say, oh, I really can't buy that because it would mean me putting my prices up 1, 2, 3, 4 fold or whatever, and therefore that would frighten my customers away. So again, back to the price-driven thing, the sustainability, the profit in business. Having said that, there are some restaurants, but very, very few and far between, that do support the organic growers, and therefore they do, and suppliers, they do buy from them. Those restaurants normally are the very high-end marketplace where they've established themselves as fine dining places, and therefore people going into those places can afford those prices. And that is, to my mind, it's just a crazy, crazy situation, because what we're really doing, and as a past organic grower, growing food like we used to grow food not that many years ago, with no chemicals, poison, etc. And here we are in 2007 with all the modern technology and all the beautiful things happening in the world, and there is some lovely things happening. Not being able to grow that food and sell that food to people of every class of income, I think it's so frustrating, and I think it's so stupid and so crazy. And I'm trying not to swear on camera. Get an awareness amongst the consumer that when they go into restaurants they are asking or demanding for organic food. Yes, we should, And yes, it's a slow process, and yes, I'm playing my little role in that. But it is, I mean,